what up everyone? It's John from the House of Randomness, and today I'm going to talk about some international superstars who are essentially one-hit wonders in the United States. This is not a countdown list, so I'm just going to go in alphabetical order. If you think there's someone worth a mention, feel free to put them in the comments below, as I can always make a part 2. Let's start with a big one. a-ha. Mention a-ha to anyone and they will immediately think of Take On Me, which of course has been their biggest hit internationally. A #1 US hit and gone viral more times than anyone could count. Take on me. However, if you go outside the States, you will find that a-ha is one of the most prolific Norwegian bands around the world. The band has sold over 120 million albums worldwide and have had 19 singles reach the top 10 in at least one European country. Their most recent top 10 was their 2009 single Foot of the Mountain, which hit number 3 in Germany. Although they did score 2 more minor hits in the States with The Sun Always Shines on TV and Cry Wolf, Take On Me will always be their stamp on American pop culture. Anastasia. Despite the fact that she was born in New York, Anastasia has virtually become almost an unknown in the States. Her only appearance on the Billboard Hot 100 is from her 2000 single, I'm Out of Love. I'm out of love. Set me free and let me... While the song wasn't huge in the States, it caught fire internationally, reaching #1 in Australia and went top 10 in many other countries. Her debut album, Not That Kind, was also an international hit, selling over 4 million copies in Europe. Her label decided to focus on international success, and as a result, the album was delayed in the US until March of 2001, where it only reached number 168. One day in your life, remind you. She scored 2 more minor airplay hits in the States with One Day in Your Life and Left Outside Alone, the latter being her biggest hit internationally, hitting #1 in 5 countries. Despite additional promo in the States and a spot on the 2002 VH1 Divas Live concert, she hasn't hit the Hot 100 since. Angon. By age 18, Angon was the top-selling Indonesian-born artist of all time, and by 25 was a bona fide star in Asia and Europe. She's fluent in 3 languages, and in 1997 made her debut in the English-language market. Her single Snow on the Sahara is her most known hit in the US, reaching the top 20 on the Hot Adult Contemporary chart and on the dance chart. If your hopes get to life, just across your track. The song made Angon the first Indonesian artist to crack any Billboard chart. Promotion in the States included spots on The Rosie O'Donnell Show, sessions at West 54th, and was an opener for the Lilith Fair tour. Snow to fall on the Sahara. Her debut English album reached number 23 on the Heat Secrets chart, but unfortunately the label was underwhelmed by this success, and this was the only album to officially get released in the States. Including features, Angon has had 23 songs reach the top 10 in at least one country, and her 2018 duet with Shane Fallon, a cover of Lady Antebellum's Need You Now, hit #1 in France and the Philippines. She did return to the US charts, scoring 3 top 20 hits on the dance chart. The most recent was Perfect World, hitting number 5 in 2019. Angon has also become a staple in reality competition, being a judge on Asia's Got Talent, Indonesia's version of X Factor, and France's version of The Masked Singer. Boyzone. No matter what they tell us. Boyzone is the second highest selling British boy band in history. #1 we'll get to a little bit later. The band's first 17 singles all peaked in the UK top 5, starting with a cover of Love Me For A Reason, reaching #2 in 1994. But their only US hit, however, is the single No Matter What, a cover of a song used in the musical Whistle Down the Wind, co-written by Andrew Lloyd Webber and Jim Steinman. The song gained attention in the States when it was used for the soundtrack of the 1999 film Notting Hill, which also featured bigger names such as 98 Degrees and Shania Twain. The soundtrack also included the solo debut of Boyzone member Ronan Keating with a cover of the Keith Whiteley country hit When You Say Nothing At All. This was also his first big solo hit. When you say nothing at all. No Matter What was a hit on the pop and adult contemporary charts in the US, but this was the end of their US success, as the band went on hiatus shortly after the hit. The group reunited in 2008, but sadly, original member Stephen Gately passed away from a previously undiagnosed heart condition in 2009. The group continued as a quartet, scoring internationally another top 10 hit in 2010 with Gave It All Away. In 2019, after one more album and tour, the group went on indefinite hiatus.
Did I ever tell you?
Lara Fabian. When Lara Fabian broke in 2000, many critics pinned her as the next Celine Dion, and the parallels seemed to be there. Born in Belgium, Lara had already become a name in the French market, debuting in 1991. She released her English-language debut album in 2000 and broke the US with the single I Will Love Again. The song was huge on the dance chart, spending more than a year there and reaching number 1. The song was also a hit on the pop and adult contemporary charts and peaked at number 32 on the Billboard Hot 100. I Will Love Again is the peak of her success in the States. She scored a minor AC hit with Love by Grace, and in 2001 she sang the theme song for the film Final Fantasy: The Spirits Within. Another song from that album, I Am Who I Am, was a top 20 hit in Canada. Her international success is a bit different. Although more of an albums artist, Lara has had 18 albums hit the top 10 in at least one country and has sold over 20 million albums in her career, making her the highest-selling Belgian-born artist in history. And another fun fact for her international love, she has recorded in over a dozen languages and is fluent in 6 of them. 5. This boy band was signed by Simon Cowell. Yes, that Simon Cowell.
Oh, so it's intentional.
As an answer to the international success of the Backstreet Boys. 5 were considered the bad boys of boy bands who did more upbeat songs and included an infamous feud with 98 Degrees. 5 songs released from their self-titled debut album, all of which were UK top 10 hits as well as in other countries. But their only top 10 hit in the US was the single When the Lights Go Out, which reached number 10. The follow-up single, It's the Things You Do, was released specifically to target the US market, but it only reached as high as number 53, and the next single, Slam Dunk Da Funk, only got to number 86. Their sophomore album, Invincible, scored 4 more top 10s in the UK, including number 1s for Keep On Movin' and collaborating with Queen on a new version of We Will Rock You. However, no song from the album charted in the States, and the album only reached number 108. Their third album, King Size, as a result, did not receive a US release. The band scored 2 top 5 hits on this album in the UK, but after the single Closer to Me, the band broke up. After several attempts to reunite, the group finally reunited as a trio in 2021, and in 2022 released their 4th album, Time. Gabrielle. Although Gabrielle's biggest worldwide hit is not necessarily the one that hit the States. Her debut single, Dreams, is her only top 40 hit in the States, peaking at number 26 in 1994. She did score a minor follow-up as I Wish peaked outside the top 50, but that is pretty much the extent of her US success. Although some Americans may be familiar with her song Out of Reach, which was used in the 2001 film Bridget Jones's Diary, but that's about it. In her native UK, she has 10 top 10 hits to her name, and her biggest being her 2000 single Rise, which hit number 1 there as well as in Ireland. It also became her first solo platinum record in the UK. In total, she has nearly 20 million singles and albums sold worldwide to her name, and her most recent album, Do It Again, got to number 4 in the UK in 2021. S Club 7. S Club 7 was one of the biggest pop groups in the world during their heyday of the late 90s and early 2000s. They were put together by Simon Fuller, the same guy who managed the Spice Girls and created the Idol franchise. The co-ed 7-member group also had their own TV series which aired in over 120 countries. All 11 singles they released peaked in the top 5 in the UK and charted many other places as well. But despite a TV series, a Radio Disney pushing, and everything else, their only Hot 100 hit in the States was Never Had a Dream Come True, which peaked at number 10 in 2001. The first single off their next album, Don't Stop Movin', became one of the biggest hits in the UK, topping the chart there for 3 weeks, and was the group's only number 1 in Ireland and Switzerland. In 2002, member Paul Cattermole left the TV series and the group to pursue other interests, and in 2003, the band officially split. They reunited in 2014 to re-release their greatest hits album and do a reunion tour. During the split, member Rachel Stevens broke out as the group's solo star. In 2021, member Jo O'Meara has released her second album. Take That. Take That is the highest-selling boy band in the UK, and according to the official charts company, are the 15th highest-selling British act of all time. You'd think their US success would have some kind of inkling to how big they are, right? Well, only for a moment. Despite having 12 number ones in their native UK, their only US hit was their 1995 single, Back for Good. The song did have longevity, remaining in the top 40 for almost 6 months, and showed promise that they could easily break the States. However, the accompanying album, Nobody Else, only reached number 69 on the Billboard 200 and sold less than 300,000 copies. Before the breakthrough, band member Robbie Williams had left the group due to excessive partying and drug abuse, so the group had to tour the States as a quartet. In 1996, the band officially decided to go on hiatus. Williams and also Gary Barlow went on to successful solo careers in their own right. The band reunited in 2006, and the first 2 singles off their album Beautiful World topped the UK chart. Robbie Williams did return for the band's 2010 album and tour Progress, but left again in 2012 to focus on his family and solo career. In 2014, member Jason Orange also left the group, electing to retire from music. The group continues on as a trio, and their most recent album, 2018's Odyssey, topped the UK chart. Westlife. Westlife is another boy band with international acclaim. Behind U2 and Enya, they are the 3rd highest selling Irish act in the world with over 55 million albums to their name, and they hold 4 Guinness World Records. Of their 26 top 10 hits in the UK, 16 of them went to number 1. They became the first act to have 7 consecutive number 1 singles and holds the record for most number 1 debuts in the UK. In 2000, while attempting to break the United States, their only Hot 100 hit was the song Swear It Again. The song made it to number 20 on the chart, and it did have some longevity, but unfortunately, in a country saturated with boy bands at the time, Westlife could not make much more of an impact. Their album only reached number 129 on the Billboard 200, and thus the American promotion ended. However, they did have a little bit of success with the song Flying Without Wings, as it made it to the soundtrack for the film Pokemon the Movie 2000, and in 2003, Ruben Studdard's cover of the song reached number 2 on the Hot 100. Westlife's worldwide success, however, is unwavering, hitting number 1 in many countries including New Zealand and even South Korea. In 2004, member Brian McFadden left the group to pursue a solo career, and the band has performed as a quartet ever since. They released their 12th studio album in 2021, debuting at number 2 in the UK behind Adele. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. I hope you enjoyed this kind of random facts video. If you want more content like this, please let me know in the comments below, or if you just want to see more cat videos, you can let me know that as well. As usual, please like and subscribe below, and don't forget to click that bell so you can find out what other random content I'm going to post next. Also, if you really want to go above and beyond in supporting this channel, there is a Patreon page, and the link is in the description box below. Thank you once again for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.